Hello, we're halfway through the winter. There's quite a lot to discuss. So first things first, we'll start at the top. We had our annual general meeting just before Christmas where there were some changes to the makeup of the board of the club. Can you update us on those?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the AGM was really successful. We had some very strong candidates for election to the board, and pleased to say that Piyush Samaya, who was on our members committee, was elected in alongside Jason Gallion and Victoria Keel, who is now our vice chair. And obviously Jason is our chair of cricket, so that fits in really nicely.
Do you feel that the board's stronger for those changes?
Well, we had a very strong board anyway, but I think it just enhances the board. It just adds to the skill set. It covers cricket, HR, all the areas where we had to co-opt a little bit. So I think with the addition of Piyush, who's done some brilliant work in the members committee as well, and his expertise in finance as well, he's going to bring an extra dimension to the board.
Certainly. And there have also been some more physical changes to the ground itself during the winter. What can members and fans expect to be different when they return in April?
There's so much going on around the ground. We've got an extension to the Premier Suite, which is going to enhance mainly the staff welfare, staff facilities around that side. There's a lot of infrastructure work going on, what I call enabling works, which the members won't particularly see visibly when they come back. It's a lot of underground work, but a lot of power and water being connected around the ground, which is going to help just future-proof the ground.
And with regards to our commercial partners too, have there been any changes or updates in that area?
Well, we're having very encouraging discussions with all our principal partners in terms of renewals, which we will be announcing very, very soon, and discussions with potentially some new partners as well. So on that side of things, it's going really well.
Absolutely. And so then moving on to on-field matters, the starting gun on the 2024 season was fired back in November with the Fixture Release. What was your reaction to the schedule?
Look, it's a packed schedule. A lot of exciting cricket. Very excited about the championship and the run of games we've got at Chelmsford. The Vitality Blast, we've got more Friday nights, which is really, really good. And on a Sunday as well, maybe a couple of Sundays. So the schedule for us in the T20 is really good, especially for the home crowd. 50 over cricket obviously is going to be exciting for probably our younger team, because we've got so many players out playing the 100. But it's going to be an exciting summer of cricket, and with our squad, the makeup of our squad is going to be great.
Yeah, and we start with a run of county-championship matches, which is when our members and fans will be able to see our new signings, Dean Elgar, Jordan Cox in action. Firstly, what influence do you think they can have?
Well, I think they are perfect replacements for Sir Alistair Cook and Dan Lawrence. So I think that was the main concern from the membership, is how we're going to move forward with losing two great players for us. So the signing of Jordan Cox was a real coup. I think if you see what he's doing around the world, especially in T20 franchise cricket and what he's done for Kent already, he'll slot in really, really well in that number 4 slot, I'd imagine. And Dean Elgar, he speaks for himself. He's got an incredible test record. He's got all that experience. He likes to grit it out, get his runs in the old-fashioned way, and I think he'll be a really good influence around the dressing room. Having met him in Cape Town recently, his passion for playing for Essex already, you can feel it, and I think that new energy around the group and new ideas is going to be really, really positive.
And it's clear how much you rate the new addition. What do you think it says about Essex in particular that we are capable of attracting players of their calibre?
Well, players want to play for Essex because they know that they're going to be in contention for trophies. We'll be challenging all the other counties. Got a strong squad, and I think what it shows to players around the country is we've got ambition. We want to continue to compete at the highest level. Punch above our weight, the size of the county we are. So I think it's a statement of intent that we've immediately replaced 2 really good players with 2 really good players. So, I think it's going to be a great season.
Yeah, and as well as bringing in those 2, we've also been able to tie several of our existing players down to new contracts. Charlie Allison, Robin Dath, Noah Thane, among others. How pleasing is it when homegrown players like that break through and make a name for themselves in the first team?
Well, the success of Essex cricket is really predicated on making sure we have that conveyor belt of talent coming through. So if you look at the squad, we've got our senior players, those that are really in the middle of their career, right in the sweet spot, like Critchley, Cook, those sort of players. And then the young players coming through that have signed on, Thane, Benkenstein, Das, Allison, all these players coming through just shows that we've got a strong future, and that's what we need to have sustained success.
Yeah. It feels as if there's a real sense of excitement among what could be achieved in the coming championship season, especially amongst our members.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, because if you look at the depth of our squad, the makeup of it, the balance of it, not just in terms of skills, but in age and experience and youth coming through, I see no reason why we shouldn't have a lot of success.
Sure. And then if we look at the Vitality Blast as well, we made it all the way to the final last year. They follow from the end of May, and they're proving quite popular following the members' priority window as well. Yeah,
so I'm not surprised that the tickets for the T20 Vitality Blast are selling so well here. It's a great product. We've had a lot of success at home. We've got a lot of players that are achieving a lot around the world in global T20 competitions. So if you put that together, that product, it makes it kind of irresistible. And that, you can see those tickets are flying out. We've had our little window of opportunity for members. We go on general sales soon, so make sure you get your tickets.
Absolutely. And while we're on the Blast, there was the recent announcement that the Cloud County Ground will host two of Middlesex's home games in 2024. Quite a strong reaction to that. What will that mean for Essex, both more generally and then from a specific financial point of view?
From a general point of view, I think we need to start thinking of our ground as a venue where we play cricket, and we've got to sweat that asset as much as possible. So when I got the call from Middlesex to host a couple of games, it was a no-brainer really. It's more cricket for the ground, it creates extra revenue for the club, which we need. So I think it's a win-win for Middlesex and Essex, and I think it sort of predicates the future a little bit of how things could go. But we're obviously very willing to help out Middlesex if they need it in the future. It's all about helping each other in the game. Sure.
And we'll also host more women's cricket as well. There's an England women's ODI against Pakistan in May. 5 Sunrisers fixtures already confirmed. The Essex women fixtures yet to be announced. But it's a real area of focus for us as a club to grow the women's game.
Yeah, we've always been very, we prioritise women's cricket at Chelmsford with the Sunrisers, the women's ODIs and IT20s, which should prove really popular. I mean, we've sold a lot of tickets already. And it's a real area of focus for us because women's cricket is developing so rapidly, and we want to make sure that this is the venue of choice for ECB when it comes to women's internationals, the World Cup in 2026, which is coming up. We hope to be a venue for that. So everything we're doing now lays the foundations for that future development of women's cricket.
Definitely. And then rounding things out with the ongoing preparations for the men's first team at the moment, we're seeing a lot of our players currently playing for franchises and clubs abroad. You mentioned it a little while ago, but how beneficial can that be both for them and then for the club when the season does start?
Well, for the players themselves, it's a great opportunity because they get to experience other countries, other competitions like the SAT20, the Blast, Pakistan Super League, ILT20. I mean, the list goes on, and the T10 in Abu Dhabi. We've got maybe half a dozen players around the world playing high profile. I mean, you've seen what's happened to Paul Walter in the Big Bash. He's become a bit of a cult hero. It's great for us. It helps us promote our brand as well with the players around the world. And if you want to watch them, come to Chelmsford.
Certainly. And then finally, what are your personal hopes and ambitions for the 2024 season?
Well, 2024 is going to be an amazing year, and what I hope is that we can concentrate on all the most important things as a club, which are cricket, primarily bringing the members together to talk about cricket, like the members' supper nights we're having, where we're concentrating on cricket, which is really important. And lots of other projects going on, big projects that we're looking at, like the future of the 100, the future of women's professional cricket, the ground redevelopment, all those really big issues that we can get our teeth into.